Please welcome your FinTech Demo Drop host, Diana Cabrices.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this year's FinTech Demo Drop. Who's excited? Today, we have got 7 of the most innovative platforms built specifically for financial advisors. Now, each participant gets 7 minutes to pitch their platform and tell you why you should care. And I might be pushing the boundaries here, but I like to say 7 minutes in technology heaven. So, up first is Uptic. Uptic is the leading platform for holistic advisors where you can provide liquidity without impacting or disrupting your client's investment strategy. So dropping first, Uptic, in 3, 2, and 1.
Hello. Hi. My name is Taylor Adkins, and I'm the Chief Product and Marketing Officer at Uptic. Uptic was founded in September of 2021 to deliver the lending platform for holistic advisors. Prior to Uptic, if a client came to you as their financial advisor with a credit need, for example, to purchase a vacation home or to fund working capital for a business they own, you'd have to manually shop your client to multiple lenders. And maybe you're lucky and had a buddy who's a loan officer at a local bank. But if you've been in the lending space as long as I have, you know that even having a friend at a local bank is no guarantee of loan approval. Different lenders have different specializations, different risk tolerances and credit policies, and blindly punting your client over the fence to a bank without proper due diligence is at best a crapshoot, and that's where Uptic comes in. Over 200 RIA firms trust Uptic to help their clients get access to financing, including the likes of Focus Financial Partners. Our community of RIA clients collectively manage over $500 billion in assets and are on pace to fund more than $1.8 billion in loans this year. Uptic simplifies the lending platform by prompting advisors to ask their clients the right questions so that we can automatically determine the client's liquidity needs and match loan products that best suit the client's liquidity objectives. Uptic also pre-qualifies clients and curates lenders who will fund the client's liquidity objectives with the highest degree of probability. With Uptic, you no longer need to manually shop your client and hope for a successful transaction. By accurately predicting credit outcomes, Uptic gives financial advisors the confidence that their clients will receive the funding they need. And we're not just another securities-backed lending platform. Uptic supports over 100 loan products, from personal loans to aircraft, to yachts, to real estate, to working capital, commercial, corporate, even agriculture, providing advisors with the ability to finance virtually any liquidity need that walks through their door. Now, our lender network also consists of over 130 lenders, ensuring multiple options and competitive pricing regardless of your client's liquidity needs or risk profile. But I've spoken enough about it. Let's see it in action. Jesse's going to go ahead and pull it up here. For purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to play the role of the financial advisor. Let's say one of my clients, Lori Anderson, has just received her pilot's license and is looking to finance the purchase of an aircraft. As Lori's financial advisor, I have 2 options. I can either liquidate Lori's assets to provide her with the liquidity she needs to purchase the aircraft, or I can help Lori finance the purchase of the aircraft using Uptic. By financing the purchase, I can provide Lori with the liquidity she needs without disrupting Lori's investment strategy and without reducing my AUM. The advisor lending platform, or the advisor lending process, begins with a 5-minute guided needs assessment. The needs assessment guides me to ask questions. For example, my client's intended use of funds, which in this case is to purchase an aircraft. So he's going to go ahead and put in aircraft here, and we're going to go ahead and move forward. In this case, Lori needs $1.2 million to purchase this aircraft, so he's going to go ahead and enter that in as well. If the loan were time sensitive, like a mortgage with a fixed closing date, Uptic gives me the ability to indicate potential funding deadlines as well. Uptic also takes my client's preferences into account. For example, my client might be price sensitive and just looking for the best deal. Or maybe my client wants a local lender that she can engage with directly. In this case, my client just wants to take to the skies. So Jesse over here is going to select speed of funding and move forward. Next, I'm prompted to provide information about my client's credit and financial situation. Uptic uses this information to develop an indicative risk profile of the client so that we can successfully and accurately match lenders who will fund my client's unique risk profile and liquidity need. In this case, my client's credit is good, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward. We're also prompted, in addition to our approximate credit rating, to capture her approximate annual gross income, as well as relevant W-2 income. Please note, we do verify all of this information using third-party data later in the workflow, but for now, I'm just taking stated information from my client. Through integration to my client or to my wealth management system, Uptic automatically populates the value of Lori's investment assets as well as her net worth, and then I'm prompted to provide the approximate level of debt repayments for the year, as well as the approximate balance of Lori's current active bank accounts. Now, since I selected aircraft finance as my anticipated use of funds, Uptic dynamically prompts me to ask for additional information about the aircraft. For example, its intended use, the type of aircraft being funded or financed, and whether or not it's new or used. Uptic also prompts me to provide any down payment Lori is willing to use. Now, at the end of this short 5-minute phone call with my client, Uptic is able to accurately determine which loan product best meets my client's use or need of funds, which in this case is an aircraft loan. And Uptic presents, in this case, 4 lender options, including pricing, right? Including pricing from lenders who will fund this liquidity, or will fund this loan request. Now, this is huge. In 5 short minutes, right? Regardless of the liquidity situation, you're able to position tailored credit solutions to your clients. Now, in a 7-minute demo, we cannot show you everything. But if my client wanted to move forward with this particular deal, Uptic would use AI and third-party data to pre-qualify my client, determine what documents are required, electronically submit the loan to the lender, a complete package all in good order, and provide 360-degree visibility to the advisor so they don't miss a thing. Now, I think we can all say that looked like a pretty easy process. If you don't have a lending background, don't worry. Uptic provides AI-driven guidance and recommendation throughout the workflow, making anyone look like a lending expert. Now, if you want to see the whole process or see how we handle different liquidity scenarios, come see us at booth 411 or see us online at uptic.ai. Thank you.
Amazing job, amazing platform. Visit booth 411 to go learn more about Uptic. And up next, we have Alatina. Now, Alatina is the ultimate operating system for direct indexing and the winner of the 2023 Morningstar FinTech Showcase. So let's give it up for Alatina.
Thank you very much, Diana.
Thank you, Diana, and thank you to Futureproof for the opportunity to present here today. Investors want to personalize their passive investments. In fact, over 25% of all passive investments are expected to shift away from ETFs toward direct indexing or personalization by 2030. And yet, advisors are slow to adapt because personalization can be a difficult process requiring manual, high-touch services and full asset transfer to third parties. We're here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. At Alatina, we are building the next generation operating system for personalization with direct indexing, tax loss harvesting, and tax-efficient transitions directly integrated into your workflow and your custodian so you can personalize your investments tailored to your investor. If you are an RIA, wealth manager, a fintech platform, or a TAMP, we have a solution for you. I'm Tushar Driver. I'm CTO and co-founder for Alatina, and this is Mohan Naidu, CEO and founder. But today, Mohan is going to be an investor, and I'm going to help him personalize an index to his needs. So welcome, Mohan, to beautiful Hunting Beach. How may I help you today?
Thank you, Tushar. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. Tushar, I would like to invest in an index that meets my needs and my personal tax situation.
Absolutely. Well, we can generate a direct index immediately from over 1,000 different ETFs and indexes. Let's go ahead and start with the large cap 500, and we can go ahead and customize it, see your sector weights, index constituents, and your overall ESG impact, and immediately save it as your very own personalized index.
That looks cool, but that environmental score doesn't look that great. And I want to make sure that I'm not invested in any tobacco securities.
Well, we have more than 100 different factors to choose from, including ESG. So let's go ahead and dial up your environment score, exclude any business activities you don't want, and regenerate your index for you.
Nice. By the way, I work in tech, so I have significant Microsoft exposure in my 401k, and I'm a little nervous about having China exposure as well at this time.
Well, we can go ahead and include or exclude any sectors, countries, tickers, anything you want to change in your index. So let's go ahead and make those changes and regenerate your index for you.
Cool. But Tushar, you made so many changes here. Surely this is going to have an impact on performance against the market.
What? You want personalization and performance? Who does that? Well, actually, we do. So we can take your customized index and run it through our Smart Weights Optimizer to allocate it efficiently and track any benchmark as closely as possible. So you can see over here, actually, had you used the market weights, you would have had a tracking error of nearly 3% to your benchmark. But because we use the optimized smart weights, your tracking error is under 1%.
That looks very interesting, Tushar, but how do we know that this personalization and optimization work together well?
Well, let's just go ahead and backtest it and see how we performed. Well, we can see how closely your customized smart weights index actually tracked your benchmark, despite all the changes we made. On top of it, we estimate a further 2.8% in tax losses that we were able to harvest on top of the index performance.
That's above and beyond my regular return, so I'll take that. But Tushar, what if I need to invest in something that is not a standard index or an ETF, like say battery electric ecosystem I want to get exposure to?
Well, we can use our AI natural language search that can crawl through all the Ks and Qs published and instantly generate an index for you based on your search terms. So here you go. Here's your very own battery electric vehicle index.
Well, Tushar, you seem to know all the answers to all my questions, as if we rehearsed this before. But this looks cool, and all my portfolios are already fully invested. What's the best way to migrate into these personalized indexes without incurring a big tax bill?
Yeah, somehow I knew you were going to ask that question too. So using our tax-efficient transitions, we can actually set rules and create multiple scenarios, ranging from full conversion to minimizing your capital gains at various levels. Let's create a transition plan for you and see how we did. So obviously now, had you used full conversion, you would have gotten very close to your benchmark. On the other hand, minimizing your tax impact would have created a tracking error of nearly 2.5%. However, using our advanced optimization, we are able to limit your tax impact as well as drop your tracking error to under 1%. Here's a fact sheet for you.
That looks great, Tushar. But once we are done the investments, how are you going to manage the rebalancing and tax loss harvesting and the life cycle management of it going forward?
Yeah, well, we can create alerts and triggers to automatically rebalance and harvest your tax losses as your index changes over time. In addition, we can set advanced rules to manage wash sales specific to your tax situation and your needs. The platform will automatically harvest each lot, identify substitutions at the lot and the portfolio level.
That looks great. I'm sold. But I thought I saw something about GPT that everybody is talking about. Can you tell something about that?
Absolutely. Well, this is AlaTina's new Advisor GPT functionality. It actually uses generative AI to allow you to create a direct index and customize it using fluid natural language. So no more fumbling around with new UI, no more knobs and dials. Just say what you want, and voila. You have an index tailored exactly to your needs.
There you go, folks. That's Alatina, an AI-enhanced operating system for direct indexing and personalization. It is designed to be very efficient and real-time so that you can serve your clients' interests fluidly and very effectively. And it's real-time, so you can actually have a conversation with your client while you do all of these customizations. At Alatina, we believe personalized indexing is the future of passive investing going forward. And if you're an RIA, TAMP, or a WealthTech platform, we would love to partner with you in this journey. Thank you so much for your time. See you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we knew they were uber smart, but talk about uber funny as well. Thank you so much. One more round of applause for Alatina. Now, up next, we have Wealth.com. Wealth.com, I should pause there, right? They're so amazing. Wealth.com is the only tech-led, end-to-end estate planning solution built specifically for financial advisors. And, in my opinion, they just may have the best name and domain on the internet. Let's give it up for Wealth.com.
I can't hear you! Let's do this! Are you ready for the most exciting topic here at Future Proof 2023? Let's talk estate planning! All right, Danny gets a little nervous, so work with me here. Danny boy, let's do this, baby! Woo! All right, Danny! My friend right here. So, Danny, I got a question for you. What is the main reason why clients are leaving advisors?
Here's a hint. It's actually almost never about performance. It's usually when there's a mismatch between clients' expectations on what you're going to deliver and your ability to actually deliver on those expectations.
What if I told you on day one that you'll have access to be able to give your clients the quality and caliber of documents such as McDermott, Will, and Emery digitally on Wealth.com? And what if I told you on day one you'll have access to the largest attorney network across all 50 states and DC? And what if I told you you'd be able to read existing complex plan in a matter of minutes using AI technology?
Well, we do all of that. We facilitate the end-to-end from creation to visualization to maintenance, and we do so using these core pillars: the caliber of our documents, our AI-powered intelligence engine, and personalization at scale, which means putting you, the advisor, always in the quarterback position. And it starts from this dedicated advisor portal, which allows you to administer access to your clients. They cannot access Wealth.com any other way. We are dedicated for financial advisors. Once you administer access, you have full transparency into their estate plans. You can run bespoke reports, analyses, get unique insights. Once you invite them to the platform, you can then have them come in and follow this very intuitive, guided process to both create their estate plans and keep their estate plans up to date and optimized over time. And the output is a high caliber estate planning document like this one. And the reason is because our trust and estate attorneys came from McDermott, Will, and Emery, from Perkins Coie, from the Bond, Schoeneck, and Kings of the world. And so that is what you're getting through these documents. What can we do? What is the complexity level? Well, think about if your client has a taxable estate. Well, we introduce a credit shelter trust or a bypass trust. If your client has a blended family, marital trust. We do trust for descendants, age-based distribution. Now here you see this is a New York optimized document. I'm going to show you some of our intelligence layer in just a moment here, where we are collecting data feeds from tons of different sources, including Zillow for your stock options, or for Carta for your stock options, and Zillow for your home value. Now, if your client sells their home, we will know about it because the MLS listing will update, and we'll get a ping via the API, and we'll reach out and say, hey, where did you move to? So that New York document, if the client then tells us that they're moving to Vero Beach, Florida, we say, congrats on your move. Let us update your plan for you. And in literally seconds, we're able to update the estate plan to be state-specific for Florida because we pay thousands of dollars to attorneys in every state to make sure these documents are optimized for each state. What you'll see here is we're not just taking out the words New York and replacing in the words Florida. It is a truly unique document. And we're able to do this for every single state. You'll even see here some provisions that are unique to Florida. For instance, the Florida homestead exemption. That is not something that you're going to find in a New York document because it only applies to Florida law. In addition, the structure of the document is different. Florida allows for a TPP list, a separate one, whereas New York is a four corners state. So even the structure of our documents are different state by state. Now, if you need help along the way, both you, the advisor, or your clients, we have a suite of options available to you, ranging from our in-house trust and estate attorneys to our partner success team to our network of attorneys that we've developed across the country. On-demand expertise at any point in time to facilitate the estate planning process along with our tech solution. Now, here you're seeing the outcome. After the estate plan is created, we instantly generate these elegant visual reports. No PowerPoints, instantly generated. You'll see here the different flows on the right, and then on the left, we explain what's happening in digestible layman term, where here, assets are going to the spouse. She can disclaim them into the family trust for tax purposes. We explain on the left, and here's scenario 2. If the wife predeceases the client here, what happens within the estate plan? Next, what I'm about to show you is our extraction technology. So what if your client has an existing estate planning document not created through wealth.com? Well, we hired the head of machine learning away from Vanguard to help develop this unique technology to read existing documents, to understand the linguistic tendencies of trust and estate attorneys, because they all phrase things differently. I don't know why. Here, you'll see that we've extracted the information on the right. We assign a confidence score for all that information, and we provide contextual location evidence for where we got that information, reducing the time it takes for you to read through estate planning documents from 2 or 3 hours all the way down to just 20 or 30 minutes. Once you get through this flow, we're going to give you a PDF report of the existing estate plan that you could print out and give to your clients. Eventually, we'll, of course, put it into a visual report as well. And we also produce unique insights. For instance, if we identify that there's no reference to digital assets, we're going to call that out for you, the advisor, to be able to talk about. And here, we also have tax projections to project out not 5, 10 years into the future, but 40, 50 years, so you can understand your client's potential estate tax liability.
Awesome job, Danny. In summary, 3, 1, on the day one you come to wealth.com, you can be able to give Perkins and Coie, McDermott, Will & Emery caliber documents at scale digitally to all your clients. And also you'll have access to the largest attorney network across all 51 jurisdictions. In addition to that, the AI capability to read very complex existing documents as well. Look it, we're gonna be here at booth 234. My name is Tim White. If you wanna reach out direct, it's tim@wealth.com.
That's really hard, I know, I'm sorry.
Tim, what's that? We were going to call it Wealth R Us, but we decided to go with wealth.com. There we go. All right, cheers, everyone. Have a great one. God bless.
Thank you.
Extra special, extra special. All right, I'm booting you off the stage now. Now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, Wealth.com is the epitome of future-proofing your business when it comes to estate planning. One more round of applause for Wealth.com. Now, up next, we have InvestSuite. InvestSuite's technology helps financial institutions launch the most engaging investing experiences for their customers with their suite of white-labeled InvestTech solutions. So let's give it up for InvestSuite.
Hopefully this is on. Yes, it is. Well, I don't have walkout music. I'm sorry, I don't have any AC/DC, but what I am here to talk about is a couple things. So my name is Dave Connor, and I'm with InvestSuite. Briefly, InvestSuite is a WealthTech solutions provider, a global WealthTech solution provider that offers a suite of products. So we have a robo-advisor, we have a self-investor platform, and lastly, we have a performance reporting tool. That's what I want to talk about tonight. We only have 7 minutes, so I want to make sure that we cover as much as we possibly can. So what I thought I would do is give you an idea of, when I think of the problems that we have in this industry, I think one of them is financial literacy for investors, right? Think about how much time you spend talking about investments, let alone their statements, right? It's an awful lot of time spent on doing that. We've designed a solution that actually turns that into an opportunity for you, which is an engagement opportunity. So rather than keep talking about it, what I want to show you is a brief video that highlights Storyteller, which is an API-driven solution. It's minimal setup, so let's go ahead and take a look.
The stock market crash in 1929 ushered in the greatest economic depression in the nation's history.
In the tumultuous era of the great stock market crash, only 16% of American households were invested in the stock market. But as the seeds of financial democratization were sown, more and more people dared to step into the world of investing.
It's done a lot of good for a lot of people. People say, why doesn't everybody start an index fund? And I said, the answer to that is very simple. All the darn money goes to the investors.
The founding fathers of accessible investing worked tirelessly to empower investors to make confident investment decisions. We've come a long way since the early days. Today, over 60% of Americans own stocks. And yet, there is room for improvement. Even today, many retail investors find themselves adrift in a sea of reports they can't understand. But what if we could change that? What if we could make this task not just engaging, but also future-proof? Our approach? We've borrowed the magic of century-old storytelling principles and combined it with state-of-the-art artificial intelligence and natural language processing. From dense, difficult-to-read reports to intuitive, insightful reports. Just like the Future Proof Festival, we're not just about numbers. We prepare you for what's next. You're embarking on a journey, the journey of your portfolio. Like any great story, every report has its heroes and villains. We guide you through the rising action, painting a vivid picture of your portfolio's performance through news, deep look-throughs, and fresh perspectives. Your report becomes more than a simple update. It's a thrilling narrative that's both insightful and engaging. But we don't stop at the numbers. We delve deeper, examining the impact of your investments on the world. How does your portfolio align with sustainable goals? As our narrative journey draws to a close, we leave you with the expert view. Consider it a parting word from the client, a thoughtful note to guide your future decisions. From fund reports to personal wealth, the saga of your investments comes to life with Storyteller, no matter where you are. Investors can engage with the narrative of their financial journey across their platform of choice. Insightful narratives are just a tap away. And with our seamless web version, you have the full power of Storyteller at your fingertips. But that's not all.
Hello, and welcome to your personal investment portfolio review.
For those who prefer a more dynamic approach, we introduce our video format. Engaging, concise, and insightful. It's a whole new way to understand your portfolio performance.
Allow me to introduce my digital assistant. Hi, Alex.
Hello, Emma.
Alex, can you also explain the main drivers behind the performance?
With pleasure. Your portfolio's exposure to equity instruments was the main driver of your positive result. Besides the overall strength of the global stock markets, exposure to North America fueled the positive performance of your portfolio. That's because this region outperformed the broader market in general. On the other hand, the slightly negative contribution that is coming from your fixed income portfolio can mainly be explained by the increase in government.
And here's how we do it. From just a handful of input data to a personalized, on-the-fly generated story. And it only takes around 30 seconds. First, Storyteller retrieves the financial data on all the instruments in your portfolio. Next, it calculates insights on your portfolio performance from both a financial and impact perspective. Then, like a skilled author, Storyteller generates your unique narrative, shapes it into the desired format, and stores it ready for your perusal. Your financial journey deserves a narrative as dynamic as you are. With InvestSuite, you're not just investing in the market, you're investing in the future. Let's continue the conversation at the Future Proof Festival. InvestSuite. Stay ahead.
So thank you for indulging me on that video. Oftentimes that video explains things better than I can, so that's why I wanted to show it to you. With that, I'm running out of time, so if anybody would want to do a deeper dive or learn more about it, please stop me. I'll be leaving tomorrow, but please stop me, and I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. Thank you.
All right, folks. Thanks so much with InvestSuite. You know where you can find them. And next up, we're going to introduce Pershing X. Now, Pershing doesn't need much of an introduction, but the product they created called Wove absolutely does. Now, Wove is a groundbreaking wealth management platform that integrates the technology tools financial advisors use into one single data-driven platform, making interoperability a reality and not a headache. So let's give it up for Pershing X.
Right on. Hello. So you might be wondering why someone from America's oldest bank is standing here at the coolest stage. I came to Bank of New York Mellon in late 2021 to have the chance to build a platform that would connect. You see, after years of adopting new technology, we've created a new problem in the industry, and that is integration. In fact, almost 2/3 of you now say that integrating is your biggest pain point. But far more importantly, almost all your clients feel the same way. So that's why we've built Wove. Wove is brand new. We just released it in June, and it's already making headlines. And that's because the over 500 folks we have working on Wove are obsessed with one thing. You see, we like to say our mission is to help advisors help more people, so our obsession is your productivity. So why don't we take a look at what Wove can do? It all starts with the Wove operating system. I see some of you on your phone. You all use operating systems in your daily life. You've got one on your phone, you've got one on your computer, and you know that they help you make moving across applications and finding things easier. Sorry, we're having a technical difficulty pulling it up. Right on. Worst nightmare. Here we go. Let's go. So the Wove operating system has 3 major components. It has a common search so that you can search across your applications. It has the ability to create and generate alerts across the applications. And most importantly, it has the ability to create and manage workflow across your applications. So if you wanted to take care of something that you were being alerted on, you simply click the alert, it takes you to the underlying application, you do the thing you gotta do, and you get right back to where you started. But what makes Wove really special is that you have native applications, but we've left it open architecture so that we can integrate a third-party application you might love. And Wove works like you do. So if you're working in the context of a client, you want to see everything about that client in one place, and you want to be able to hop over and do the things you can do in the context of that client. But if you then need to switch to the context of an account, you want the ability to see what you can do in that context and be able to navigate quickly to those underlying applications in that context. But let's take a more challenging example. Let's look at something that's a pretty complicated flow that might normally take you a couple hours. I'm going to show you how Wove can do it in minutes. If you are transitioning a portfolio into Wove, you'd upload the portfolio, you might do some analytics on it, and then you're going to choose a target portfolio. Once you make that choice, I hope you run a little tax optimization to make sure you're not going to blow the client's tax budget. Awesome. Second problem. You run that tax optimization, you choose the client's tax budget, and then you're ready to trade. But Wove makes that easy too, and your trades are preloaded and ready to go so you can execute with a push of a button. And what underlies Wove is the Wove data platform. That platform, of course, lets you do the performance reporting and portfolio analytics that you want to do. But it also allows you to save data from one application and make it available to the other applications so you or your staff never has to enter anything twice. And Wove comes with a full suite of investment solutions powered by Bank of New York Mellon advisors. Now, Bank of New York Mellon, some of you probably know, is a top 10 asset manager with over $2 trillion of assets under management. So we have the investment professionals and research professionals needed to curate the over 300 managers we have on the platform with all the product solutions you might want. But what makes, if you really want to go the next mile and build something custom with us, we can provide that service for you. So what does all this really mean? It means you can onboard clients in fewer steps. You can take immediate action from all those tasks that we surface on your workstation, and you can be incredibly market responsive as you're managing your clients' portfolios. But what it really means, the bottom line, is it means you can be more productive, you can scale with fewer staff, and most importantly, you can spend more time with your clients. So we're a public company, can't give you too much information. As I said, we just released in June, but the momentum in the market response to Wove has been pretty incredible. We're a little bit excited. And Wove comes with 10 native applications, one of which is our planning application, which you're actually going to see on this stage in a couple of minutes from Conquest Financial Planning. That thing's incredible. But we have all these other applications that you see. And we are now working on that thing that everyone asks us for, which is an integrated investor application to sit on top of Wove so that you have that integrated experience that your clients are demanding. So thank you for hearing about Wove. We do have a booth. If you haven't visited us, we'd love to show you more. And we're so glad that we can help you be more productive so you can grow faster. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much. Wove, making it easier to weave all of your data in one place, which we've all learned is incredibly important for now and for the future of your business. Up next, we have Opto Investments. Opto gives advisors the technology and the support they need to manage the complexities of private markets. Opto, take the stage.
Hey, future-proof. Can you hear me? We have an audience. Good to see everybody. I'm Ryan, Opto CEO, former head of finance for BlackRock Asia. This is Jake, a top investor for Bridgewater before he helped found Opto Investments. We've taken the collective knowledge of our firm as well as a ton of feedback from hundreds of advisors to try to come up with a systematic solution to access the private markets. We heard three things loud and clear from advisors. Everybody's aware the private markets are growing. We're also aware that private market exposures in your client portfolios can be a real engine for alpha. And the last thing we heard was that everybody knows what private markets do and how they work, but they're not working for you. So we want to fix that. We're going to take you through a live instance of our platform where we're going to talk about pre-trade activity, portfolio construction, some pacing models. We're going to talk about how to analyze the private markets, take that all the way through to the tail end of an investment. Jake's going to take it from here.
Thanks, Ryan. Yes, we founded Opto in 2020 to build something purpose-built for the independent community. There's too much out there that was built for institutions and ported over, or to be a brokerage product. We want to build for this community and only for this community. And the software is a reflection of that. We're going to walk through just one piece of this today, but we have tools for onboarding new investors and understanding what they need from privates, for learning about them, accessing funds on our platform, doing diligence, research, analytics. But we're going to zoom in today on how an advisor could go from 0 to 1 in building a custom allocation for their practice, so that there can be a single place where clients can get scalable alternative exposure with one subdoc, one K1, and inherent diversification. And so one way someone might start this is to think about, who are my clients, and what do their portfolios look like, and what are their needs? We integrate with all the major reporting, custody, and CRM systems, so can take a bird's eye view from the practice level and start to understand the breakdown of our clients and how we might use privates to better meet their goals. And so here we've split it down into just 3 simple buckets. It can get more granular, but growth, balance, and income are probably a pretty good place to start. And digging in there, we can see what it might look like to add a growth allocation. And so here, the system's going to start by recommending an asset class mix, open for customization. But here we'll be recommending venture, private equity, and real estate. Based on the inherent diversification within asset classes, we would recommend how many managers, and then go through managers that we've diligenced, managers that are in various stages of diligence from our network, from your network, and also available funds that have already been diligenced and allocated to from Opto's balance sheet. Lastly, we've invested a lot in education. We have hundreds of articles, videos, primers that are available in conjunction with content we can custom create with clients to build packets to make sure advisors and clients are knowledgeable and excited about these opportunities. Once we've done that, we can push this out to advisor instances. And so in their available funds tab, they'll see this white-labeled Noble Advisors 2023 fund with a breakdown of venture, private equity, and private credit, target returns by median and top quartile, and then able to double-click into the funds that are going to make this up to start. We break out our diligence. You can go through how we got to a yes on this fund in conjunction with our clients, and also make this readily available in client-friendly 2-pager format so you can quickly go through strategy, track record, examples, and a lot of analytics around the cash flows and planning for these portfolios. Now, when an advisor wants to add a client, it's as simple as clicking a button. And so if we want to allocate $800,000 for Richard Feynman, we just enter that. We'll click Generate Investment Plan here. And it'll load in a second on slow Wi-Fi.
Let's go Wi-Fi.
There we go. And then we'll just click into this proposal, which will take all the pre-trade analytics baked into our system across hundreds of thousands of funds, tens of thousands of managers, and condense those learnings into a simple proposal. Scroll back up a little bit. Going through what we're going to do, what's the shift represent, why we're going to do it, what's going to happen in terms of growth in the portfolio, yield, diversification, risk, and again, the funds we're going to use to get the job done. From there, all we have to do is click Start Investment Process. And again, because we're integrated with your systems, we'll be able to select from existing accounts. We're going to use that to then pre-fill a subscription document where, again, 90 to 100% of the information is going to already be pre-populated in this. Very easy to go in and edit if you need, but assuming that it looks good, all you have to do is click Generate Documents. That sends a DocuSign packet to the advisor for review. Client signs, advisor countersigns, and you're through a subdoc in 10 minutes instead of hours or days. Again, this is one piece of what we do, so I'll turn it back to Ryan to quickly talk about the overall privates picture.
The platform doesn't stop there. It allows advisors to add single bespoke exposures to single clients across the 5 asset classes that Jake talked about. So VC, private equity, private credit, real estate, and infrastructure. It's going to allow you to transact and make it feel like a public market transaction. As well, our workflow is addressing the investment cycle in its entirety. It's a big workflow. So if you're running your own platform or basically operating in the private markets, it's highly likely we're doing something to add and can add efficiency to your space. So if you're building an opinion about the private markets or portfolios that are touching or are in the private markets, Opto wants to be your premier partner. What I'd recommend to you is reach out to us or find Nick or Matt sitting in the front row. We'll also be front row at the Method Man concert. You can find us there. And thanks for everybody's time.
Thanks, everyone.
We're going to take a quick selfie.
On your left.
Yeah.
And you're done. Thank you guys so much. You did an awesome job. Another round of applause for Opto Investments. Now, this next provider, Conquest Planning, is the engine that powers modern financial advice delivery, delivering advice the way clients actually want to receive it. So, Conquest, your 7 minutes starts now.
All right. Thank you, thank you. You know, I actually told a couple buddies I was opening tonight for Method Man and Bread Man, so if we could just kind of roll with that story, I would, I'd appreciate it. But anyway, I'm Tom, that's Stacy. Let's talk about Conquest. So we're here to address a couple of things. So number one, financial planning in the traditional sense just takes way too much time, largely because advice is derived from a mostly trial and error process. It's very, very inefficient. Next, there really wasn't a platform out there that could truly provide personalized advice at scale across the entire wealth continuum through any engagement model, whether that be self-directed, hybrid, or the traditional, more high-touch approach. So that led to a couple of things. So first of all, everything we do starts with an API without exception. We also have a completely open architecture, data in and data out. Great example of that is our partnership with Pershing X and the Wove platform that Ainsley mentioned, right, as that stupid helicopter flew past, if anybody heard that. So that's a little bit about kind of the background of the architecture. Next, I'd like you all to meet Sam. My clicker works. There we go. SAM stands for Strategic Advice Manager. SAM's an intelligent assistant rooted in AI, and it's really how we bring the Conquest calculation engine to life. So SAM has many talents that you're going to see on display today, but probably the most important one is SAM's ability to eliminate the need for trial and error by instead using a strategy-based approach. So using a patented algorithm, SAM analyzes, ranks, and prioritizes hundreds of different financial planning strategies in a way that's unique and contextual to each client's specific situation. So let's hop into the app here. As you can see on the side now, as I start to add these strategies to my financial plan, Sam's going to instantly re-rank, reprioritize to make sure that we're always surfacing up the next best action, again, for this specific client. This is not cookie-cutter advice here. Every strategy that we add is going to correspond to an item on the to-do list so that we can take that advice and seamlessly transition it into actionable next steps for the client, the advisor, or both. I talked about personalization earlier. It's important for advisors too, right? So I can actually select and save different graphs, tables, charts to make sure that I always have the most useful information available at my fingertips when I'm planning for specific topics. Every graph's going to be clickable, drillable, so we have full transparency into exactly how these results are being calculated. Up at the top, you can see that we have a multitude of KPIs up there as well, so that providing even more insights as this plan starts to come to life. So up until now, we've been focusing on the retirement goal. We could continue on through the other goals here if we had a little more time, but you're probably also wondering what that yellow circle is up at the top. It's called financial well-being. Best way to describe what that is, story about my lifelong best friend. I call him the brilliant idiot. He's a neurologist, makes great money. He's also a really good saver. Great for retirement, kids' college funds, all that kind of stuff, but he has multiple credit cards, high-interest credit cards that he carries a balance on from month to month. Cannot be convinced that he needs more life or disability insurance, even though I'm not selling it to him. He also has no will or advance directive, so brilliant idiot. See, so goals are great. Goals are great, but they're only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to holistic financial wellness, and that's what financial well-being is. So let's get back to Sam real quick. I told you Sam was multi-talented, right? So watch this. Let's go ahead and solve the rest of this plan using a feature that we call Auto Plan with Sam. I'll tell you what, I like to think I'm pretty good at this financial planning thing, but I'm actually consistently humbled by Sam's ability to find a more optimal solution to solving for a financial plan than I can. We've developed quite the rivalry. But this is what personalized advice at scale looks like. If you want to serve more clients, build deeper, lasting relationships, and also start to increase wallet share, the list goes on. This is how you can do it with Conquest. A couple minutes in here, we already solved this entire plan. So now let's go ahead and stress test it. Sam can help with that too. So up at the top here, I'll go ahead and look at my what-if scenarios. You can see that Sam's not only going to tell us how we're going to fare if any of these scenarios become a reality, but Sam's also going to recommend proactive and reactive strategies that we can take in the event that one of these things does happen. It takes financial well-being and financial peace of mind to an entirely different level. I also want to head off the questions. I know they're in your head going, well, I wonder how many trials they're running behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. So we also do a probabilistic analysis as well, stochastic econometric model looking across thousands of different trials. I can also even isolate specific trials or sets of trials and deploy SAM strategies against those scenarios as well. But let's go ahead and present this plan. We do have a PDF report available. They look great. You can customize them. You can even build your own. But we wanted to take that to another level as well. So you can see we do that through what we call a digital story, completely interactive, clickable, drillable, all that good stuff, always up to date as the client's needs change. I can annotate it, all that good stuff. But the last thing I want to show here, I didn't get permission to show this, but we don't have any developers here, so secret's safe with us. But watch a little bit of a glimpse into the innovation that we have coming down the line.
Go to the planning page.
Going to the planning page.
Enable expert planning.
Selecting expert planning mode.
Apply that first strategy.
Note that applying the strategy increased the retirement goal by 12%.
Tell me about my clients' investments when they retire.
At the time of your retirement, your investments will total $4.09 million.
Show me a list of charts I could use to talk to my clients about retirement income.
I found the following 6 charts.
Okay, open retirement inflows and outflows.
Sure, opening retirement inflows and outflows.
Actually, show me the table view. Okay, go back to the chart. Switch to detailed income projection.
All right, opening detailed income projection.
Switch to present values. Okay, close this. How does this plan perform if my clients live longer?
Going to the what if page. I've set up a live longer scenario that shows how the plan is impacted. I've also found strategies that can be applied to improve the plan under this scenario.
That's all the time I got, folks. Hit your phones out, take a picture, throw us a follow. Take care, be safe. We'll see you all real soon. Thank you.
All right, Uptic, Alatina, Wealth.com, Conquest Planning, InvestSuite, Pershing X, and Opto Investments. Can we give one last huge round of applause for these fantastic presenters?